Ukraine is now calling Russia's airstrikes, and I'm quoting now, air genocide, and the country is working to restore power outages after Moscow's latest massive assault. CNN's senior international correspondent Ben Wiedemann is in Kyiv for us tonight.
The Kremlin launched a fresh round of drone attacks Friday. Ukraine said it knocked out 16 of the Iranian-made Shahed kamikaze drones intended for infrastructure targets. 7 fell in the capital, Kyiv, where air raid sirens rang out shortly after 2 a.m. Child's Corner, says Maxim. Our child used to read here. He and his partner carried their daughter to safety shortly before a drone was shot down nearby, hurling debris into their home. We're lucky our child wasn't here, says Maxim. Windows were blown out. Here you can see a penetrating hole, shrapnel holes all over. Everything is damaged, and a child would have been sleeping here. Meanwhile, fighting in the east grinds on. Overnight, Russian forces shelled along the Donetsk front line. Field doctors here see the developments firsthand. Significantly less artillery damage than we were used to, says Dr. Vasil Sazansky. The fighting distance goes from 15 meters to 1 kilometer. The distance between armies is very small. On Friday, President Putin held a virtual meeting with Chinese President Xi Jinping, inviting him for a state visit in the spring. Xi accepted the invitation. Putin claimed relations between Russia and China were the best in history, despite what he called unprecedented pressure and provocation from the West. The propaganda war just as important as the war raging on a gridlocked battlefield. And President Putin said he wants to intensify military-to-military cooperation with the Chinese. This after his invasion of Ukraine has careened from one setback to another. Now, the Chinese have rhetorically backed Moscow in this conflict, but have yet to provide it with any military hardware, wary of Western sanctions. Wolf?
Yeah, good point. Ben Wiedemann, stay safe over there. Thank you very, very much. Let's dig deeper right now. Joining us, CNN military analyst, retired U.S. Army General Wesley Clark, the former NATO Supreme Allied Commander. General Clark, thank you so much for joining us. So what do you make of this attempt by Vladimir Putin and Xi Jinping to actually try to project strength?
Well, that's what they've been wanting to do all along. You remember they assigned a strategic alliance before the war actually began in 2022. But China hasn't been very forthcoming. They understand the power of the sanctions. They also look at Russia as a losing ally, and they're not so anxious to get into that. And finally, Wolf, think of it from China's perspective. They like Russian technology. They certainly want hydrocarbons, but the last thing Xi Jinping really wants is a super empowered, rebuilt Soviet Union on China's border. And so a weak Russia that is caught coming to him for help, that's pretty satisfying for President Xi.
Yeah, good point. Walk us through what's happening right now on the battlefield, General, with this brutal trench warfare in the East, for example.
Yeah, it's we're in a strategic stalemate essentially, and the reason for that is Russia's lost its offensive capacity, but the Ukrainians have not been. They don't have enough artillery. They don't have enough artillery ammunition. They don't have the loitering drones. They don't have fighter aircraft. They don't have new tanks. So they really don't have the offensive firepower to finish this thing off. And in my view, the right way to do it is to give them that capability, get Russia out of Ukraine, and then there's a reasonable possibility that we could have peace talks. But instead, it's a grinding stalemate, waiting, I guess, for Russia to either bleed Ukraine out or for the West to finally put effective war crimes actions against President Putin that would bring him to heel and cut off any international support.
Yeah, we'll see if that happens. Ukraine now says that since Putin invaded Ukraine last February, General. Ukraine has liberated about 1,800 Ukrainian settlements from Russian occupation. Does that bolster the Ukrainians as this awful war drags on?
Absolutely. I mean, this is the fact that Ukraine could fight back, hold its own, and then recapture territory. It says to the world that Russia is capable of being defeated. Russia is capable of being pushed completely out of Ukraine. But Wolf, the battlefield is changing because what the Russians have done is really entrenched themselves in Donbass. And so it's not going to be like the easy takeover of the Kharkiv and Northeast that occurred in September. The fighting that Ukraine's going to have to go through is they're going to have to mass artillery. They're going to have overwhelming combat power at a decisive point and do a breakthrough of the Russian lines. And they're not equipped to do that yet. They're asking the United States for that kind of support. Really, only the United States and to some extent Germany can provide that. And I think that's a policy issue that Washington has to look at and resolve.